Hi, this is Scott Fortunoff, president of the Blank Quilting Corp. I'm here to show you the October 2016 release. This time around we have 16 new lines, and I'm going to start them right off. Here we go. First off, we have A Time to Wonder by Gina Lynn. Gina Lynn made other lines including Woodland Christmas and Woodland Noel. This line here we have a 24-inch panel. We have two prints with a Santa Claus and all different characters for Christmas and some words. And then down here we have a little poinsettia and little pine cones. Here we have an advent calendar, which is on a 24-inch panel. We have some all-overs here with the different animals and presents, snow globes, a stripe, 3 different snowflakes, and a tree print with some birds, and then a snowman print. Here on the back we have some actual size of the designs that are on the front of the card, which are smaller, and you could see them to scale. And then we also show the stripe print, so you could see how many rows you're going to get. We have 2 quilts. A Time of Wonder quilt number 2 is a pieced quilt, and A Time of Wonder quilt number 1 is a quilt using the panel. In addition, we have some basics that coordinate very well with this line. We have the Charisse 108, Chelsea 108, and Pearl Grid 108. These all come in 18-yard cuts only. Next up, we have Flaky Friends, which is a very clever and cute name. This is by Tana Mueller of Western Denim and Dirt. She did Y'all Be Merry and all the several Western lines that we did for Blank. Here we have a running yardage print with all the different snowmen dressed up. They all have different names: Freckles, Tootsie, Outlaw Squiggles. These squares are 7 by 7. Then we have the mitten print, the skates, a 24-inch panel with 2 snowmen right in the middle, a snowman all over, and then a snowflake in 3 colors. And then we have 2 book panels. One is in color and one is in black and white. And what basically this is kind of like a game, an educational game for kids. So for example, it says find the color black, find the paisleys, how many dots, etc. So we have it in color and in black and white for anyone who wants to color it in. On the back of the card, we have 2 projects for this line. Flaky Friends quilt number 2 is a piece quilt, and Flaky Friends quilt number 1 is a quilt using the panel in the center. And then we have the 108 coordinates that go quite well with this line. Those include Charisse 108, Chelsea 108, and Chroma Dots. Once again, these are all 18-yard cuts, and these are available all the time. Next up, we have Give Thanks by Art by Bernie. This is a harvest line. This line is 13 SKUs. It ships in April of 2017. And here we have a running yardage print, which has 5 different blocks in each row, and the blocks are 6.5 by 8.3. And then we have a scarecrow print in 2 colors, leaves and acorns in 2 colors, a panel in the center, a stripe, some lovely dots, the word print, and the turkeys. On the back side, of course, we have projects. In addition, we also show the full repeat of the stripe again and the actual scale of the blocks in one of the prints on the inside of the card. The 2 projects are, the first one is Give Thanks Table Set. That includes a table runner and 6 placemats. And then we have the Give Thanks quilt number 1. This is a digital quilt project where what we're doing is offering for a $50 charge, the customer can buy a pre-printed panel of this quilt and hang it up in their shop and quilt it and embellish it. And these also could be earned by ordering a full collection. So you have the option of getting a full collection, getting it free, or paying $50. In some cases, people might even want to do a class and buy more than one and have all the students in the class use those. And finally, we have some basics that go with this line. We have the Splash, which are 10-yard put-ups only, and then we have the 108 Avery, Kaya 108, and Emma. These are all 18-yard cuts and available all the time. That's Give Thanks by Art by Bernie, shipping in April 2017. Next up, we have Holiday Trimmings by the Blank Quilting Corp. Here we have a running yardage print again with 4 blocks in each row, and these are 8 by 8. And we have some poinsettias, some Christmas tree ornaments, more poinsettias, a 24-inch panel, and then these little tossed frames with little images in them which can be cut up and used as labels. And then finally we have the little holly leaves in 3 colors, and we also have the Eclipse Solid that goes with this line as well. On the back side, we have the digital quilt, which is, once again, as I just discussed, a digital print of the project, which a shop could buy or earn by purchasing a full collection in 12 or 15-yard cuts. The other quilt is called Holiday Trimmings, quilt number 2, and this is a piece quilt. And finally, we have the 108 backings on the back for Charisse, Pearl Grid, Kaya, and Avery 108, all that go quite well with this line. That's Holiday Trimmings. This is a 12 SKU line and ships in May of 2017. Next up, I have a line called Intermix. This is a line of fancy cotton dobbies. These ship in February of 2017. There are 18 SKUs in the line. And what you have is 6 designs in 3 different colorways. These are wovens. They're 100% cotton. They're 44-45. And these will make quilts really interesting by adding that third dimension. They have some surface content, and you could actually feel and see them, and it feels raised. So it's nice and different. And these will be at a nice price point under the $5 a yard. These are 12-yard put-ups only, and as I said, they're shipping in February of 2017. Next up, we have a line called Kitty Kitty by Yolanda Fandora. This is a 12 SKU line that ships in March of 2017, and you'll notice that all the 12 SKUs are the same design of the kitty cat. We have, a range of colors, but we have the pigment white on white, which is really great, and these are going to be coming in 10-yard put-ups only. Here's the project, which is really neat, and when you look at it, it looks like a houndstooth, but all it really is the cat being used in all different ways. So for all you cat lovers, here you go. That's Kitty Kitty by Yolanda Fandora. By popular demand, next up we have Natural Treasures number 2. We had a lot of customers who really liked the group number 1. So here we have on the left side, we have the night sky, a sunset, and a day sky. Those were both repeats from the previous line because they were so successful. We have the lightning sky, we have pine trees, pine cones, leaves, the birch tree, which is the same as our knock on wood, which is our basic, but this is in a new color. We have a wood texture, ocean waves, tree bark, acorns, stones, and grass. This is a 14 SKU collection and ships in March of 2017. And these are also going to be in 10-yard put-ups as well, because we're told that customers usually buy very small quantities at a time. So we want you to buy the whole collection, and if you do that, you get 10-yard cuts. Next up, we have a new line of 108. This is Flannel 108. These will be 12-yard cuts because the bolts, when they're bigger than 12, they're very big and very heavy, and we don't want anyone to strain their juices. This line ships in January of 2017. It's a 6 SKU line, and here you have it. We took the Lana line, which was the previous flannel line, and we tried to take the top colors, and we use those again here. And here you have it. You have a beige, a gray, a brown, a darker gray, a dark brown, and a dark blue. That's Plush 108, which is 2-ply flannel. This is Prairie Gate by Lenny Honcoop. This is an 11 SKU line, and this ships in April of 2017. This line is really quite beautiful. Here we have a running yardage blocks. The blocks are 7 by 7. Each row has 5 blocks in them. Here we have a pink floral all over, some leaves, a packed floral print, purple flowers, some basics that go with this line from the Fusion, Illusion, and Splash. And then we have this beautiful 24-inch panel, and all over with clouds and some with butterflies, a stripe, some packed florals, and another stripe from this line. On the back of the card, first off, as I probably told you in the last video, we're trying a new thing where we are offering for sale patterns on a line. These are done by outside designers, and as opposed to having the line as a free download, a lot of customers requested that they wanted something different, that they didn't have to print in the shop and spend money and use their color printer for customers. So this is the way we're doing that. Then we have another regular quilt that will be a free download on the website, and then finally we show the size and the scale of the stripe and how many rows you're going to get, and finally a couple 108s that go with this from Chroma Dots and the Rose Toile line. So that's Prairie Gate by Lenny Honcoop, 11 SKU line, ships in April of 2017. The next line I have to show is called Razzmatazz. It's a 16 SKU line, and this ships in March of 2017. This has foil prints. So you have 4 different designs, and you have 2 grounds, you have 2 black and 2 white, and they both have the gold foil and the silver foil. So it's a 16-piece group, It's really nice. It's something totally different. And then we have this great project here that we made, and I'll show you the free projects that we have on the back of the card. Here we have the Razzmatazz pillows. These are designed by Heidi Pridemore. We also have the Razzmatazz table set, which is the table runner and the placemats, when this is, of course, the table runner. So that's Razzmatazz. The next line we have is called Ready, Set, Glow. This is a Halloween glow-in-the-dark basic line, and all the SKUs in the line are glow-in-the-dark, which is really neat. There are 12 SKUs on this card. This ships in April of 2017. And here we have the cat eyes on the black. We have the different scary Halloween words on black. We have the witches on purple with the little cat on the broom with her. And then we have the candy corns, skulls, bats, ghosts, spiders, scenes from a cemetery, pumpkins, skeletons, and spiders. We have two projects. We have the Ready, Set, Glow quilt number 2, which is a piece quilt, and we have the Ready, Set, Glow quilt number 1, which is also a piece quilt. Then, of course, we have some 108s that go with this. We have the chroma dots and the pearl grid, which will go nicely with this line. So that is Ready, Set, Glow. Next up, Tana Mueller from Western Denim and Dirt is back with another line called Rodeo Up. This is a 17 SKU line, and this ships in June of 2017. And here we have, first up, we have a 24-inch panel, which is like a sign for a rodeo, and it says American Pro, Cowboys and Girls, Rodeo Up, and it has different dates of when the events are taking place. And I'm from New York, so these are not so familiar to me, but you'll see them, and I'm sure you'll be familiar if you live in a place where they have rodeos. Here we have a block print where the blocks are 10 by 10, and then we have the little a little weave here. We have a horseshoe print with the different horses. The bull is running around and chasing the clowns, and the horses are running around the rodeo. We have a rope print, another horseshoe print with shoes, a bandana print, and a scenic on gray and brown, which is lovely. On the back side of the card, we have 4 basic coordinates that go with this from previous lines that were done by Tana. One is just a brown blender, one is cowboy hats, black cowboy hats on brown, and then we have the different brands on 2 different shades of brown. And then we have some designs that are on the inside of the card in actual scale for you to see how big they're going to be. And then we have 2 quilts. Rodeo Up quilt number 2, designed by Heidi Pridemore, is 68 by 82. It's a piece quilt. And then Rodeo Up quilt number 1 is a quilt using that panel of the sign, which I talked about in the beginning. And then finally, we have some basic 108s from Emma, chroma dots, and Avery that go well with this line. That is Rodeo Up by Tana Mueller from Western Denim and Dirt. 17 SKU line, ships in June 2017. Next up, we have School Rules. So first off, we have a 36-inch panel of a book panel with all kind of educational things with the alphabet and counting. We have an all over on a black ground and a white ground with counting and numbers. So it says the word 6, it has the number 6, and it has 6 little birds. So there's a lot of counting involved, and this could be educational. A tossed all over of different school-related items, a stripe, another black and white print, and a black with white print. We have composition paper, pencils, and then we have another panel, which is 36 inches of a bus, and this is really neat. This is a 12 SKU line. It ships in June of 2017, right in time for school. So on this line, we have a paid-for project, which can be purchased, and you get 6 patterns. This one is $30 for the 6 patterns. This will be exclusive, and you get it if you buy it. Then we have the digital quilt, which we will print in the United States, this project, and you could order it for your shop and quilt it and hang it up. And then finally, we have a free project, which will be free to the world, which will be on our website. And then finally, we have some 108s from the chroma dots line that coordinate quite well with this line. So that's School Rules, 12 SKU line, ships in June of 2017. The next line we have is Silent Night. This was an in-house line. It's a 13 SKU line, ships in May of 2017. And first off, we have a 24-inch panel of a nativity scene. Next up, we have the religious holiday sentiment words in a block formation. These are 6 by 7. It's a 24-inch repeat. Then we have some Christmas tree ornaments, some music sheets with some songs on it, angels in 2 different colors, a little swirl basic, 2 star prints, and then some different words on a black and white, advocate, redeemer, messiah, savior, and then finally a kind of like a scenic all over print with a 12-inch repeat. On the back, this card is not fully done yet, but we are definitely going to have a Silent Night quilt, and that's a piece quilt. We have also some actual sizes of items that are in the inside of the card. And finally, once again, we have a digital quilt of the Nativity Scene panel quilt. So you could buy that or get the full collection and get it for free, and then you could embellish it and put it up in your shop. And finally, we have 108s that go with this, Charisse, Pearl Grid, and Kaya 108. Once again, this is Silent Night, 13 SKU line, ships in May of 2017. Next up, we have The Adventures of Claudette by David Greenway. David Greenway did the Born to Sew line. This is a 2 SKU line, which is the smallest line I've ever done, and this ships in June of 2017. And here what we have is a panel print that you could make 2 dolls. One is Winslow the Whale, who's a character in the book, and of course you have the main character, Claudette. And then you have a 36-inch panel of the book, which is adorable, and then on the back we have the actual size of Claudette, so you could see how big the doll is. So there you have it, The Adventures of Claudette. Last but not least, we have Souvenirs, a 2-ply flannel line, and this is by the Blank Quilting Corp. Here you have a 24-inch panel, and we tried to stay away from your traditional colors. We went with the grays and yellows and peach instead of going with the blues and pinks. We're hearing a lot from customers that they're looking for the non-traditional colors. So once again, we have the 24-inch panel. We have the all over with the different animals, all over with numbers, some number and letter prints with animals as well. A great dot in 3 colorways. The giraffe print on aqua, elephant on aqua, and then we did 4 shades of a tone-on-tone blender, which probably will be a great seller, and these are in aqua, peach, gray, and yellow. So on the back we have 2 quilts, the Souvenirs quilt number 2, designed by Heidi Pridemore. It's 49 by 65, and it's a piece quilt, and then the Souvenirs quilt number 1, also designed by Heidi Pridemore, which is 46 by 60, and that is a panel quilt with the panel right in the middle. And finally, we have the 2 108 wide lines in flannel that we offer that are all in 12-yard cuts. The Lana 2-ply flannel, as well as the Plush 108 2-ply flannel, which is a new line that I showed you earlier today. So those are the 16 lines that I have for you today. I hope to see you at the Quilt Market in Houston. If you want to make an appointment, please contact me. Please follow us on Facebook, check out our website, check out our blog. We're here all the time, and looking forward to seeing you. Thank you very much for your business, and take care. Bye-bye.